Mikey TV, man. So let's talk about the Canelo leaving PBC. The truth is coming out, little by little. This got a little tricky. He got a little slimy, and I'm going through Instagrams. I'm going through YouTube channels and statements on X, right? Chava Rodriguez, the boxing voice, IBFP. Rick Glacier has been on fire with the story, and man, with the insight. So he's been on the money about Canelo leaving PBC. I mean, Canelo pulled out of the PBC contract after facing Jermell Charlo. So when Canelo did this deal, that 3-fight deal with PBC, there was 3 names on the contract. He was guaranteed $35 million minimum for these 3 fights. It was Jermell Charlo, and Errol Spence Jr. And just remember, Errol Spence Jr., this contract was signed in June, before Errol Spence Jr. faced Crawford and got demolished, right? You know, the headlines in these YouTube channels and social media channels, they were putting pressure on Canelo, that Canelo was scared of slick black fighters, that if he faces the Charlo brothers or Errol Spence, he'll get that work. You know what I'm saying? So Canelo said, you know what? I'm going to go across the street to the PBC and I'm gonna sign a contract, and I'm gonna expose these fighters that these so-called YouTubers are saying, and the social media platforms are saying that Canelo will get destroyed by Errol Spence. The fight in Texas, oh my God, Errol Spence is too big for Canelo, although he's a 147 pounder. So Canelo did that, and he was guaranteed $35 million. So he signed the contract in June of 2023, and the 3 names, like I said, it was Jermell, and Errol. Jermell, he was gonna face Jermell in the first fight of the contract, and I don't know, he was fighting alcoholism and mental illness, so he stepped down, and his brother Jermell stepped up, and he did a dud, man. He did a dud and shit at the bed, meaning all he did was ran and then fought to survive and got that payday. So Canelo got his $35 million off of that. So the next fight, Canelo was supposed to fight Jermell, but Jermell, he still hasn't. He fought the Benavidez and he didn't look too well, so Al Heyman didn't want to give Canelo that guaranteed 35. Al Heyman tried to change the contract and say, you know what, you could fight Jermell, but you have to fight Benavidez, and that wasn't in the contract. That was a breach of contract, and Canelo said that's not part of the contract, man. So Canelo left. According to Rick Glacier, Canelo, that's not part of the contract. The contract's a contract, and if you breach the contract, Canelo, you're allowed to walk. There was no guarantee for that fight. His $35 million plus we still know the number of what Canelo was going to get if he faced Benavidez, which was not in the contract. That fight, it should be, Canelo knows that fight is going to be in Saudi Arabia for that bag. Floyd got versus Pacquiao. Floyd got 150 million, while Pacquiao got like 100, something like that. So 50, supposedly they offered Canelo 50, 35. Come on, they want him to take a pay cut, but Floyd didn't, and De La Hoya didn't. When De La Hoya was getting those bags, those guys didn't take no pay cut. Business is business, man. So the PBC is looking bad. It is a sinking ship. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, it's getting slimy as the news keep coming. The news is coming out, and we get to understand more and more what happened in that contract. But the 3 names, I said it, and then what's odd is Benavidez was going to be Canelo's mandatory in March, and all of a sudden he moved to 175 to fight Canelo's sparring partner Alexander Bolstick. So that's kind of weird. I feel like this is a build-up for the Canelo versus Benavidez fight. Something's up, and stay tuned, man. You could play football, you could play basketball, you could play baseball, but you can't play boxing. That's all I got. Mikey TV. I'm gone.